Let's start with Philips, which is a Dutch healthcare company. It's consumer, lifestyle and lighting.
Exactly. So, it's an interesting corporation. I think everyone's familiar with the brand. It sort of invented TVs, but of course all of that kind of manufacture went to Asia. But what's left is a company that's pretty big in specialized lighting, as well as a whole lot of medical devices that are used in and out of home, and then all the consumer stuff like shavers and so on and so forth.
26.9 billion US dollars, a PE of 32.7 and a dividend yield here of just over 3%. Your thoughts on Philips? This is a stalwart. It's had a long track record. Something that Paul always looks to is the history associated with a company.
Yes, so I think that's a benefit and maybe a bit of a drag, because I don't think Philips has managed to keep up with the new age of consumer electronics. And you're seeing they changing their focus really to a healthcare business. They recently listed their lighting division separately, although they still own 75% of it. So I think that's a way of partially selling it and selling that down to most probably get rid of it over time, and using those proceeds in the business to grow the consumer electronics, which I say is a little bit weak, had all those products, but it's really moved mobile. I think that's where they don't have an offering in mobile. They really don't. It's a big missing part of their portfolio.
What do you mean by mobile?
Cell phones. That's really where a lot of consumer electronics and consumer spend in that space goes. They don't have a solution for that. Everything's digital. It's all become an ecosystem, and you'll see this trend also in a lot of these companies talking about the ecosystem. What's more interesting is their healthcare business, because as the populations age, you would expect the use of that to go up, and also fitness as a trend.
Let's have a look at the share price graph at this point.
So what we've done here is we picked out the New York Stock Exchange listed ADR, that stands for American Depository Receipt. That's got the code PHG. So you can actually buy them in the US in a dollar denominated security, although they are principally listed in Holland and they have an Amsterdam headquarters is what I was trying to say.
Well done, you finally got it out.
But let's go into a little bit more depth. I've got the notes here. So in the healthcare devices arena, they've got radiology scanners for oncology treatment. They've got things that are used for anesthesia. So if you're in a location where you need to get a bit of that sort of stuff. Critical care devices, presumably that's things you'll connect up to if you're not looking or feeling so well in frail care. And then home respiration devices, which is quite a big thing. That's where people are a little bit old and infirm, and they've got those little pipes that go into their nose. So these are all things that Philips manufactures, and that's a high growth, high
as you say, Lance was
area
saying
of the
he's
market.
excited about the medical or the healthcare element in Philips.
And I think they can have a competitive advantage and a strong market position in that space. Consumer electronics is a really difficult space, hell of a competitive, quite rapid digitization and the use of technology. So you can see that the products go in and out of favor. I mean, games consoles is maybe a proxy for that. How
tough
quickly, tough. It's almost fashion driven.
Okay,
Fashion driven.
Call
Let's
it.
take
I mean,
it.
as
Hot
far
or
as
not?
Philips is concerned, you can clearly see a company in transition. Great bones, great fundamentals, great history, but is it a little bit too early?
Not
I'm
hot?
going to say not hot.
Lance?
Based on the healthcare and the healthcare strategy and that change,
You're actually going hot
like
on this
it.
one. I thought you were going to go, I thought you'd clearly set up for a not hot.